removing Markelle from the equation, Ben playing the 4, is that something that you would have done anyway, like, to try and grow his game?
I think so. When I look at him and sort of like buyer's remorse from the Celtics series last year, I wished I put him in more pick and rolls as the screen setter and a roller. And I think that him in that half roll, like Blake Griffin honey spot, like if you set a middle pick and roll and you rolled him down into that foul line below it area, if you set a sideline step up, say, and you had that little pocket pass, sorry Keith, that little pocket pass where he can play. Imagine him like quarterback in the gym or dunking from that half roll Blake Griffin spot. The 4 spot lets him do that. It lets me do that within our structure, I think with more clarity. And so, yeah, I think he has minutes to play at the 4 spot. I think he can play some 5, really. Defensively, I think. Defensively, I think he can handle that. And offensively, I think he can mess with people. But yes, a long-winded yes to your 4 spot question.
Did you have to sell him on that?
Hold on 1 second.
It seems like you also have some plays, too, where like, he's getting a ball screen, where he's like initiating. Is that interesting, like setting him up in different areas than maybe just bringing the ball up?
It is. And so, like, if you saw when I put him in, we'll play around with, you know, like Markelle just coming down the floor and just flipping it to him, and like immediately Joel setting a pick and roll. You know, or him, that action I save a lot for the end of games, like him coming over the face of that, ear tug 45, coming over the top of that, and we play a sideline big pick and roll. I think the big pick and rolls with Ben and Joel interest me. Not as much this year have we run deep pick and rolls that will grow, you know, but middle of the floor, side of the floor, and a deeper pick and roll with big, you know, hoping that Joel can get underneath it and force the switch, let Ben turn a corner, or throw a little donut lob pass to, you know, Joel rolling out of it interests me. And he's capable. He really is capable of seeing the floor out of, especially big pick and rolls as a 4-man.
I just was wondering if you had to sell him on that, because I remember talking to him last year. He was none too interested. At least to us, he wasn't. Did you sell him at all?
I did.
Okay.
I had to. It wasn't a hard sell. You know, and when something like this, we have to help grow Markelle. We all understand Markelle is best with the ball as a point guard. And, you know, if this first year, like to juggle this a little bit and move you over to a 4, I think you can be, to Rich's point, I think you can be dynamic. I really think, you know, it's not like I'm selling something I don't truly believe in. But, you know, you had to end with, this is what we see. And what I see is some of the big pick and rolls, him in open court, flipping into him in trail. You had to sort of show him where he had a chance to be different as a 4-man.
Brett, you mentioned growing Markelle a couple of times. How do you balance, or where do you draw a line in terms of growing Markelle versus, because that's something you've competed, versus what's best for you overall?
And if you find an answer, come see me. I'll take you to dinner. Who knows what that is? Like, it's going to end up, judgment for everybody here is going to have their own timeline. Really, enough is enough, and, you know, like, start JJ, or, you know, do whatever you, like, we're all going to have our own timeline. And so what matters most, well, not what matters most, what will influence the most is me. And it'll be a gut feel as much as it will be our record or stats or analytics. What I can say confidently is it's not going to happen, you know, immediately. I'm going to let this thing play out for a while, and I can't even tell you a quantity of games. Is it 5, 10, whatever? I don't know. It's just going to happen. And so I am committed to trying this and trying to grow it. That's not really an answer, but that's the best answer I can give.
As you said, he seems much more confident with the ball in his hands, shooting off pick and roll much more than off the ball.
Yeah.
Obviously, when defenders are giving him a lot of space, outside of him making shots and changing the reputation, how do you combat teams getting him that much space in the short term?
How do we combat? So, like, if all of a sudden people are going to go way under and they're going to give him that much space,
or even off ball when Ben has it.
And so I think two things. Let's go back to the on-ball thing. I'm happy if he shot 15 shots like he shot last night with people going under the pick and roll and him rising up and shooting it. He looked good. He looked confident. He spent a summer doing that. I will live with that shot. As far as like off the ball when they're just cheating and sagging, you're going to have to, we did it with Tony Parker. You had him play peekaboo a lot with Duncan. You have to have him slash and get behind people's heads. I'm turning him a little bit loose as an offensive rebounder. Like if you see some of his scores last night, it's not a traditional thing where we're all coach point guards cover the backboard. I'm not doing that. Like we have lines on the floor to help crystallize who goes, who doesn't. So I think I can get some stuff out of him playing peekaboo with Joel. I think I can get some sneaky stuff with him, you know, crashing offensive boards with his length and height and freedom to do it. And I think generally trying to grow his corner three, like just that, like that shot he's kind of passed up last night. He told me he didn't have his balance, I believe him. But that like sidestepping and getting his legs in to shoot the corner three especially interests me. Those things will be things that I try to coach.
During this development period, you're obviously giving Markelle a fair amount of leeway. Last night on the TNT telecast, Charles Barkley and Reggie Miller both said that in instances where this shot's not working out, whether he's not making it or not taking it, a good supplement for that is a lot of energy, a lot of hustle, defense, just hard energy. Is that message being passed along to him? If the shot's not working out,
yes, it is. It is completely being passed along to play hard, and it is true. Like when his shot isn't falling, I think that defensively, and I feel like I've stayed consistent with this. This is where he has his greatest chance to help the team. And he has the primary responsibility of defending ball carriers. And so there he is. And the most frequent part of our sport that he has to navigate is a pick and roll. And the most frequent part of a pick and roll is a middle pick and roll. And so navigating the middle pick and roll, if you want to just drill down and zoom in, that defensively interests me. And he's getting there. You know, I've seen him be an A- and I've seen him be a D-. Like I see that variance. And so the energy defensively and chasing point guards and making plays from behind, rear view contests we call them, I think he's got a real chance to do that. He doesn't, if you look at like TJ McConnell style of defense versus Markelle, they're completely different. Like TJ's gonna gnaw your leg off and Markelle's gonna like stalk you down, and it's more maybe finesse type stuff. I want a little bit of, growing a little bit of TJ in Markelle, and then you got it all. Because you got an athlete that just plays with just that tremendous passion and educating him on NBA rules and NBA schemes and NBA know your personnel of your playing, pick 'em, whoever it is, Cameron Payne, Russell Westbrook, like the knowledge of your opponent. That takes time. And yeah, if his shot's not falling, it's true. That's where we would go.
Last one, guys.
How much do you think that JJ chatting with the team after the first game about needing to play together, otherwise you guys aren't going to go very far? How much do you think that impacted?
The direct correlation of like the Boston game and to the game last night, I don't know. But what I do know is this: is as a group, their response to a really disappointing opening game didn't surprise me at all. Joel, the commander-in-the-chief, defensively, was great. And I had a better answer to your question, too, on the Boston stuff with 5 out. Like, why was he so out? Like, what I should have said is they're really hard, at times when they're 5 out. It's true. Like, he was out there. Short of sitting in a 2-3 zone, like, it's hard to find ways to, like, guard 5 people on the perimeter. Joel's voice and his defense was incredible last night. JJ's talk to the team, JJ's presence in general is priceless. He is so smart and so experienced that they listen. And I don't know if you ever look at Shamet, like going over and like watching. Can you imagine if you're Landry Shamet, like and you're playing on a team with JJ Redick? And you can download him for his experiences of playing that 2-guard position and coming off screens and how to, go, stop, go, and go and draw fouls and keep. He's priceless to me, J.J. Redick. I really, you know, I'm just very grateful to have him because he's good people. He's willing of information, can give information. He's fine with this Markelle thing at the start of games, whatever it takes, and he genuinely means it. We talked lots about it before I did it. I'm sure his talk had something to do with our performance, but in general, he's something very unique.
Thanks, Brett.
Thanks, everybody. See ya.